What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome if you're new. Today we are going to be going over how to build your own team using the EA Sports Team Builder website and how to implement them into your own CFB 25 game. Now, if you have not seen this before, don't worry, I'm going to cover everything from the start to the finish. It's going to be one of my classic in-depth guides. It might take a little bit longer than some of the videos you see out there on YouTube, but I like to do things with a fine-tooth comb, if you know what I mean. So we are going to walk through from step one all the way to the final step, and I'm going to show you exactly what to do along the way. There will be a link to the Teambuilder website in the description below if you do not have access to it or did not know it exists before you saw this video. And without further ado, let's get started. So you are not starting in CFB 25 whatsoever. And in fact, you have to make sure that your game is closed. So before you do this, make sure that you close your application, because you will not be able to access the EA Sports Team Builder website if you have college football open on your PlayStation 5. And this is, of course, you have to have a login for the EA Sports website. So if you don't have one linked to your PlayStation already, you have to make sure you do that. All right, here we are on the website. And of course, you will see here that you have to be signed in. If you do not have a sign in, I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So you're going to want to make sure that you go to your EA Sports profile. All right, I'm going to put a big box over all of this information because this is, of course, my personal information. When you go to the EA website, you can click on your profile. You have to get to account settings. Okay. And once you get here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to go down to connections right here at the bottom. Okay. And then you want to make sure that your PlayStation network is linked. If not, you'll be able to click on the link here and it'll walk you through the steps to connect your PlayStation network account with your EA account, so that way you can use the Team Builder website. And now back to EA Sports College Football. So far, you have closed your College Football 25 game on your PlayStation. You have created an account. You've linked your profile. Now you are ready to dive into the Team Builder website. So what you're going to do, I usually just hit get started. You can click that. It'll take you to this page, and then you can click on create. If you have teams already, you'll see the my teams and my download history up here. I do have a team that I've already created that is going to be a special treat for my dynasty. I'm hoping that people like it. So if you guys are fans of dynasty, you want to see one, make sure you stick around the channel to check it out. I'm going to be doing a dynasty with a 1-star team, and I decided to revamp their uniforms and give them a fresh new feel, because I just wasn't a fan of what the game had to offer them. So that is what I've been working on the last day or so, and it's allowed me to really learn a lot about this system and how to use it properly. So we're going to go in here, you're going to hit create, and it's going to think for a little bit. So this is the page you're going to start from. There are quite a few things that you have to do if you want to create your own logo. Now, if you want to use something that is pre-made, you can go here to the logos tab over on the left side, and they do have logos available in here. To hit view all. There's not a lot of them. Most of them are just old Madden logos from the past relocation series that they had for years and years. But if you want to make your own logo, and I will show you how to do that, you're going to need a program. You're going to need a program like Photoshop, or I know Canva is a free one that you can use online. Canva is C-A-N-V-A, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so all I have is Photoshop. That's the only thing I know how to use. So if you have something else, you will have to use that. I know there's ways to do this in other programs. There might be a little bit different lingo. I'm not 100% sure, but this is what you have to do in order to upload a logo. So you're going to go to File, New, and then you're going to want to click on, or make one if you don't have one, 512 by 512 Custom. Essentially what you want to do is whatever canvas that you're using, whatever, work that you're using to create this logo in it or to upload this logo, you're going to come over to the width and the height and make sure it's 512 by 512 exactly for the pixels. That's the only thing you have to worry about. Once you have that created, you should see a little box like this. You're going to want to remove the background of the box. So I don't know how you would do that in any other program. Again, I'm sorry if you're not familiar with Photoshop. So I just went ahead and removed the background, and then we're going to go ahead and upload a logo. Once you've created, and you can do anything too, like you don't have to just do a logo. If you want to do for instance, I added lettering to a jersey or like to a pant leg. You can do that. You just have to save it in here first. So you could do something like, here, create a text box, however you would do that on your program if it's not this, and just put, all right, so I just made test. We're just gonna use that for the example. Obviously these uniforms aren't gonna look very cool because I'm just using my own logo and a random word of test to show you what you can do with the builder. but this is essentially what you're going to want to do. So once again, you're going to save this as a PNG. Again, 512 by 512 is anything bigger, it will not upload. So you have to stick to the 512 by 512. Some things are going to come out a little bit, maybe not crystal clear, but honestly on the field and how small it is when you're playing the game, you won't notice very much. So don't be afraid if it's a little fuzzy or if it's not exactly pristine as you normally see things. It should not come through too bad in the game that way. And now that we have all of our assets that we're going to use for our uniforms, we can go ahead and exit out of the program that you're using. And that's going to bring us back to the Teambuilder website. So now we have our logo. So let's go ahead and hit view all. And then you're gonna see at the top here, it says my uploads. If you click there, it should show 0. You can upload up to 10 different assets to use on your uniform. So you actually have pretty good availability if you want to do multiple different helmets and logos, if you want to do multiple different looks and you want to use some assets for like shoulder pads or your pants or something, you have the flexibility to do that. So you're just going to click on the plus. You're going to confirm that you upload. I uploaded the file that I made before. And now you can see that my logo is in here. I'm going to go ahead and hit apply to save it. And then my secondary, I'm going to upload that black one that I have. And then once you're done with the secondary, you can go down to this one. And this is where I already uploaded it. So you just click on the other one that you have. And there you go. Now this one is usually meant for like warding or something along those lines. So I usually have, if I have 2 different logos, I'll put them here. And then I'll upload this here. You can still upload stuff later. This is just for your logo stuff. And it doesn't really come into play where like, oh, this is just used and you're stuck using it. It's just a starting point. Now, while you're still on this page, you have a few different things you can do. So now that we have our logos done, we're going to go ahead and minimize this. Your school info. So you can name this whatever you want. We're going to name this the CB Gaming Cool Guys. I don't know. Just bear with me, okay? We'll just go CBG and we'll just leave that alone. So now that we have all this in there, I'm going to minimize that. So we have the school information done. We have the logos done. And now the colors. So this is what your primary colors are always going to start as, and you can choose whichever ones you want. So for the sake of this video, I think we're just going to use, I'm just going to use a nice red because I love red, if you guys haven't figured it out by now. So we're going to set that as a red. And then here we're going to go with, do I want to go black or like a blue? I think I'm going to go with a blue. Yeah. A dark blue though. Yeah, something like that. All right. And then for our tertiary, I don't know what that means, guys. I just know that I can use it. Don't make fun of me. We're gonna make it a bright white. They don't offer a bright white right away. You can make colors whenever you want when you're making your uniform. You do not have to use these 3 colors. This is just what they're going to use in the game to sort of make things work with like the background on your roster, the team wipes in the game, those kind of things. That's why it's important to make sure you set these, even though you don't necessarily need them. And of course, they will be available right at the front anytime you're creating your uniform as well. So it just makes things a little bit easier. And then once you're done with the colors, you can also choose your apparel brand. Now, all of these uniforms have different aspects to them, and I will show you what I mean. Okay, so if you click like Nike, for instance, they have where you can have a colored collar, but Adidas and Under Armour do not. I don't know why, but they just don't. But Under Armour does have like a line you can put on your chest, which, I mean, it might be something that you like, it might not be. And then Adidas just has a few different uniform options, but they don't have too much else outside of that to offer. So you can just choose whichever one you want and just mess around with them, and you'll see the options that it has when you're in there. So let's just go with, we'll just start with Nike. So we have Nike, and then fonts. If you want to change your fonts, the fonts are also dictated off of the uniform choice. So like, for instance, this one right here, this bright green one, I like this one. But if I go to, if I go up here to apparel and brands and go Under Armour, you see it changes because they have their own set of digits that you can use for them. So, I mean, depending on what you like for numbers, you can decide that, but you're also going to have to worry about your uniform as well. So we're just going to stick with Nike. And now that we have that chosen, you can also choose what type of font you want for your lettering, like for the names on the back of the jersey. So we'll just go, I don't know, we'll do this one. Yeah, there we go. And now that we're done with this front page, we're good with everything. You're happy with all your selections. You're going to go ahead and you're going to click on uniforms. And you're going to see this screen. Now, once you click on this, you're going to be taken into the actual test or the actual building area. So we're going to click on home, and you're going to start off with the helmet. How you're going to work this is right up here, just your base color. So you can click whichever color you want. We're going to go with a red helmet. And the nice part here too is you have your reflectiveness, which means you can go with matte, shiny, which is your standard helmet, or you can even go chrome if you want to. So you can really get creative with this stuff. We're going to go matte for this one. I love the look of a matte helmet. Helmet style here, this means the stripes. So if you click here, you're going to see all these different stripes, and then depending on the stripe you pick, you can adjust the colors down here. Like how this one has white outside and then blue inside. You can go black if you want, black and blue, black and white. I mean, I'm not going to make this uniform look very fancy. I just want to show you guys all this cool stuff that you can do. And this is not the only options. You just remember there's going to be this view all button a lot. If you click, then you're going to see all of these different options that you can choose from. Some of them are cool. Some of them I don't understand, but they are here for you. And you can usually make some pretty cool designs if you like logos or if you like stripes on your helmet. I do, depending on the helmet that I'm making and the team that I'm making. So we'll use that. All right. And then we're going to go, here we go. So here we go. We have this helmet. This one has 3 different colors in it. So you can see the different colors there inside. Yeah. So just play around with it. Once you're done with that, you come down here to custom layers. And this is where you're going to add your logo. They have one here. You can just edit this, and then you can choose from your own logos to upload, and it'll just replace it for you. Now, if you have a logo where you are doing it, like you can do it where it automatically adds it to both sides, it will automatically. You have the ability right here on placement to go right side where it's only going to be on the right side, left side where it'll only be left side, mirrored where it's going to actually mirror it. But I don't like to use this one because then it usually makes it backwards. Like you see right here, CB Gaming is backwards on this side. But if you go duplicate, this will make it the same way on both sides, right? So you have that set up. You can also go back if you want to have it on the back of a helmet, but you see how it sits in the middle there. This might be a really good option if you wanted to, like if you have your own striping that you want to use on your helmet, you can do it this way, upload it this way, and then add it to back, and then you can just adjust it from here, and you go down to the scale here. I don't know, you might have to upload multiple things to try and make that work, but you do have the option of doing it, right? So I mean, there's that. But I don't know if you'll have the ability to upload like a custom stripe for your helmet if you want one. But for anyway, we're gonna go back here, go to duplicate, and if you want to move this around at all, you can. Like if you want to rotate it, like if you want it to sit a certain way on the helmet, you can do that. If you want a little bit farther back or forward, you can do that. Of course, down or up. And then if you want it to be bigger, you just click right here. This is locked. You have to click this here if you don't want it to be locked, and then click it back. So if that little line is in the middle, that means that it's locked and both of these will move at the same time. Okay. So if you want this to be a little bit bigger, like boom, huge logo, and we're going to put it up top here. And that's what we're going to call our helmet. And then you also have the option of making this glossy, matte, satin, or chrome. The chrome looks really cool in game, guys. It really does. I've made a little heads up for those of you who are going to watch my Dynasty. The uniforms I made have matte helmets with a chrome logo, and it just, not chrome like the color chrome, like the look of it. It just looks so cool. So yeah, if you want to do that, you can go here. And actually, you know what? I think I'm going to change. No, we're just going to leave it. I don't care what the uniforms look like. And once you have decided, once you have this all put in here, right, you're happy with it, you can go ahead and hit apply. And then we're going to minimize custom layers. And now we're on to the numbers. Now, this is only if you want to have numbers on the back of your helmet or on the side of the helmet. You can do that. It has it worked in, which is really cool. So if you want to have one of those old school helmets where it has the player number on the side, you can set that up. I am not one that is, privy on that. I don't know. I'm just not a real big fan of it. So I never do that, but you do have the ability to. And then once you get down to accessories, this is going to be everything else. This is like for instance, your face mask, right? So we're going to make this, we'll make it a blue face mask. And then once again, glossy, matte, satin, and chrome for the face mask look. You also have the ability, I forgot to mention this, I'm sorry, to do this with the helmet style. So here on the striping, if I want that to be chrome, I can make that chrome. Like you can do it to the striping, the logos, the face mask, the helmet. It's really good customization, to be honest. And then you can do the same with the chin strap here. If I want the chin strap to be blue and I want the cup to be red and I want them both to be chrome, I can do that. I mean, I don't think I would want to do that, but I have the capabilities of doing it, which is nice. And then down here is the front bumper. So this is this little part right here where it says EA. If you want to put a logo on here, you can upload a logo to it, just like so. Can right here. So boom, let's just say I want to put test there, right? We're going to put test, apply, and then we have to hit advanced placement. Some of these you won't have the ability to adjust the placement right away, but once you add it, you won't see it here, but just hit advanced placement. And then it'll give you the option to do that, right? So you're looking at the test there, making the test a little bit bigger. There we go. And then we're gonna make this, we can make it blue. You see how it just colored that blue for me? But if I want it to be white, I'm gonna go here, and then you can also adjust the bumper color. So if we want the bumper color to be blue, for instance, you can do that. And then you can come down here, and this color too, this is for this here. So if I want the test to be red or blue or whatever color I decide, that will change that there. And then the back bumper as well, this will be this whole part here along with the logo. If you don't want the logos on there, all you have to do is click this button here. So if I go here, this front bumper image, I can just hit off and it'll turn it off, hit on, and it comes back. Same with the back bumper. If I don't want a logo on the back, I just have to hit back bumper off and it'll go away. If I do want it, there you go. And we're just gonna add one just so I can show you guys how to do it. We'll do CB on this one here, apply, and then we're gonna make the back bumper blue as well. So there you go. That is how you can make a helmet. Once you're done with the helmet, you just move on to the jersey. So now we're gonna go down to the jersey. And same thing applies here. So if you want to do a blue jersey or a red jersey, and the nice part here is up in this top right corner, you have preview uniform. So you can always be looking at what you've created so far to see what you like and what you don't like. So if you like, oh, you know what? I really don't like red with the red helmet. I'm gonna close preview and I'm gonna go to blue preview again. I like that look way better. So we're gonna stick with the blue. And then the next one is brand logo. So this is gonna be like your Nike, whatever brand you chose for the jersey. So let's just say we're gonna go white with that. And then here's what I was referring to with the stitching, okay? You can choose stitching, boom. And then if you click this last one here, you have the option. Once in a while, you'll find one that has a jersey option. And I like this because it gives you a little flair. So if I wanna add some stripes like this to the shoulder, I can do that. And it'll give you the different colors that you can do. So I'm gonna go white and we're gonna go red. There we go, look at that. Now we have a fancy stripe on our shoulder pad. If you don't want it, just click it away. And you also have the sleeve design. So this is gonna be like right here. The first thing I always do when I load into this page is I come all the way down here to custom layers. And this is that EA logo that you're looking at. I'm just gonna delete this because I don't want that. If you want a logo there, you can just replace it and it'll put your logo right where that EA logo was. But for my sake, I don't like it there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it off. And now I'm gonna go back up here and start designing my uniform. All right, so you've decided to take away the logo or add your own. You have the color you want. Now it's time to, do you want something on the sleeves? And in order to do this, it's the same as the helmet. You click here, it's gonna populate them here. I'm just gonna change the color so you can see them better. There we go. So there, for instance, there are some stripes that I can change it if I want. Do whatever colors that I want to see. I'm just gonna stick with this one here, but these are your options. It has the same type of options that you saw before on the striping of the helmet as well. So you can match things up properly. And then once you down here, this is cuff. So this is gonna be underneath here on the arm. If I go here and I wanna say, let's make a red cuff there. So that way it just adds a little bit more to your jersey. If you don't want something on your sleeve, this Nike one also has this little part here. If you're into that, you can go there. I just like having the normal cuff on these. I don't know why, it's just the way I like it. You can do a two-tone one too, where if you want like the main color blue or red, and then you want like a little bit of white running through it, you can do that as well. And then here's where I was talking about with the collar design. This is only on the Nike jerseys, but you can do a collar. Or you can do this one here. This means that you have this little part in the middle is open, where you can change that color as well if you want to. Or you can make it different if you want. See, like that. So you can really get creative with these jerseys. I love this right now, man. I'm really happy with this. And now once you get past all of this stuff and you've made the choices on the collar and the sleeves and the jersey color, you're gonna go ahead and hit nameplate. This is gonna bring you to the back part here. You can adjust if you want a different type of text in there. If you do the two color ones, that just means that it has two colors. So we're gonna do white and red outline. Okay, done with that. Numbers. This one is where, of course, you do the jersey numbers. So we have this one that we're doing. Close this. You can also space them out. I don't like that these numbers are touching. So if I just move this one right here, boom, it just spaces them out a little bit. If you want to make it absolutely crazy, you can. Just be a little careful. Don't go too crazy with it. And we're going to make the outline red and the inside white. And then you also, of course, have the option to change this. If you really want the numbers to be chrome, you can do that. I usually just leave them as what the default is, but hey, if you want to change it, you're more than welcome to do that. And then also for positioning, like if you want to add text to the front of this jersey, if you go to the position 1, which is the front, you go in here and you can actually move them down a little bit if you want, like this, which then allows you to upload something here. And then the positioning on the back, if you just don't like how high those numbers are, you can go right here, move it down a little bit. There, I like that. Hit apply. Most of the time, these numbers are going to automatically be maxed out in size, so you won't really be able to change that a whole lot. But they make the numbers pretty good size, so I haven't had to really worry about the numbers looking too small. And then once we're done with that, we're going to minimize numbers, and now we're down to custom layers again. And this is where, like I said, if you want to add text to the front, you can do that. We're going to add test, apply, and then we're just going to go back in here to the edit, and we're just going to make it a little bit bigger, bring it up and down. So, okay, there we go. Now we have that on the front plate, and boom. Once you're done, you can go ahead and look at the final results. You can see the testing. You're like, okay, I'm happy with this. Now it's time for the pants. Once you go down to the pants, it's the same basic principles. We're gonna go with white pants here. Belt color, we're gonna go blue. Brand logo, we'll go red. And then you have a few different pants options that you can go with. This does not seem to change much of anything outside of like the stitching that you see. Like if I zoom in here, you see how that stitching is, and then I change this. And you see how they went away because it's just different types of pants. So whichever one you prefer, you can use if you really care that much about the stitching of the pants. And then, well, again, striping on the side. Boom, that's right there. I'll just leave that the way it is. You guys get the idea already with this. I don't have to show you how to change the stripe colors and all that stuff again. And then we go down to custom layers. And if you want to have like a logo here, like I'll put my logo here. We just go, boom. Go black for this one. I don't know. That. And there you go. Mine, of course, is white on white, so it's not really going to show well, but you get the idea. And then again, you can adjust this. If you want this to be a little bit smaller or bigger, you can do that. If you want to move it around a little bit, you can. And yeah, but this is also where you can add stuff to the side. And this is what I was going to show you before, which is why I made the test thing. So I want to show you how you can make this really your own if you really want to. I can't guarantee it's going to conform to the leg bending in game. But if you want to, go here, upload the test, and then right here it says right thigh, left thigh. So we're gonna put it on the thigh. I'm just gonna hit apply so I can remove this. Take this out of here, and let's make the pants blue. There we go. So I can see this better. I didn't think of that through, right? So now we're here, we're on the test, and I want this to be my stripe. So I'm gonna make this -90 or 90, whichever side you prefer it to be on. All right, so it's perfectly 90. And then we're just gonna move it to the side here. Like so. And I'm gonna increase the size of it. So if you wanna do like a whole stripe down the leg, you're probably gonna have to upload like more than one thing, which is where it's gonna get really difficult to create what you really want with the pants. But if you want to have like just text along those pant legs, You can do that. I know a lot of teams do that. If I chose better text that wasn't so tall, I would probably get away with it having like from here to like here. But yeah, so that is sort of the gist of how you can add striping and stuff. You can also do it over the stripe as well. So if I wanted to say have stripes like this that was just solid red and then have text in it, you can do that as well. And then you just have to upload it again to get to this side. There's no way to duplicate or mirror it on the pants. That's only on the helmet option. And then I'm gonna go ahead and check it. Like, yeah, I really love this uniform. I'm happy with it. You also don't forget about your socks. So your under sock color, this is for the back. So this is essentially like when you have low socks in Madden, that's the color you're gonna see. And then the front is, you want them to have white socks in the front if they do have socks, or do you want them to have the same color socks, whatever you want. And then of course the brand color, if they have the Nike logo on the socks, it's gonna be whatever color you choose here. The difficult part about this is the away uniform. I'm hoping they change this. I don't know if they will, but you cannot just duplicate to the away, which sucks, especially for like some intricate things. It takes time, but you're gonna have a base set again you'll have to recreate. You can't just copy and paste from home to away. If there's a way to do this, I have not found it yet. But you can duplicate when you add extra. You can add up to 5 uniforms. So I usually do like 2 home options, 2 away options, and then a special option, like an alternate, of course. Or if you just want 1 away option, you just want a bunch of different home options, you can do that as well. You could also just make 5 different helmets, 5 different jerseys, 5 different pants, just mix and match them however you want when you're in the game menu. But when you go to the plus sign, you have the ability to duplicate from home, and then you can name it whatever you want. So we'll just say alternate. Okay, create, done. And then when you go to alternate, you see how it ported over, but away will not. So you have to recreate away again. And it's tedious, but it's very easy to do. So let's just say I want to, you know, copy this. I already know what the colors were. The base color was red, it was matte. I had the logo, the helmet on there. Boom, we have that. I made that chrome. You know, you can go back and like sort of like copy what you had. So like, okay, what did I have exactly for dimensions on the other one? Well, I already saved this, so let me go back to the home here. I'm gonna go into this and I'm gonna see, okay, I had rotate was 8.399, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit cancel, go back to away, go in here, and I'm gonna make my rotate 0.8399. You know, like that, and then you can just match them up all the way down the line until you know that they're exact same. And then if you just click home away, you can see, oh, okay, you know what, I'm a little off, let me go back and adjust it again, and so on and so forth until you get the exact thing that you're looking for. So let's just assume that we've created all of our uniforms. We have everything we want for this. We don't want to touch this anymore. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to stadium, and then you're going to get to choose whatever stadium you want. You can also name it. So we're going to name it, well, since this is the CB Gaming Cool Guys Corner, that's the name of the stadium. You know what? I get it, guys. I'm corny. I can't help it. It's just what it is. And then if you want to choose a specific stadium, you can do that. Just keep in mind that whatever stadium you choose, a lot of the extra assets like the scoreboard and some of the like the posters around the field and everything is going to stay the team that you choose. So if you make like a red and black team, maybe you want to find a school that's red and black so that at least it sort of blends in a little bit better. But you know, if you choose Michigan like it has here, for instance, you know, you're going to end up with Michigan stuff on your field. There's no way to change the background stuff, like along the apron here, up on the scoreboard, that kind of thing. So once you have your stadium chosen, you can go down to your crowd. You can adjust what crowd color. So crowd color, what kind of apparel do you want them to wear? Red, blue, whatever in between. And then you can also do a balance. You want more red than blue? Do you want more blue than red? Let's just go more red. No, we're gonna go more blue. All blue. Once you're done with the crowd, surface. I just like to keep this the way it is because it looks really good. You of course can change it to turf if you want. Like if you want it to be turf itself, you hit neutral and then you can choose from different turf colors. If you want it to be grass, yeah, and then you can just adjust it how you want. If you really want to have a red field, you can. I would recommend not doing that, but hey, it's your choice. If you want to have a red field, you can do it. Logos, this is where you can adjust what is in the middle of the field. So if we want to go here, and we'll make it CB Gaming. Boom. And then once again, advanced placements. Want this to be bigger. There. Hit apply. You cannot add your own logo here, which really irritates me. It has to be EA or a predetermined one. I don't know why that's a thing, but it is. So a lot of the times I just end up turning it off. And then once under custom layers, this is where you're going to upload your end zone. You have to do it from this screen. You cannot do it from the actual end zone screen. So you're going to add a layer, and let's just say we're going to go CB Gaming, and then left end zone, boom, it'll place it right in there for you. And then if we're going to do another one, CB Gaming. I've had this happen to me a few times. Like, I don't know why. Like, there's been a few situations where my logo will not upload. I don't know what it is, but it will not upload for the second stadium. I've had it happen once on my first build. Luckily for my the build that I'm doing my dynasty on, it worked. I would just recommend saving and exiting and seeing if you can get it to fix itself. If not, I really don't know what the fix is, because there doesn't seem to be one. It just doesn't show up at all, and I don't know why. But if you don't have that problem happening, which I hope you don't, you'll just see it, you know, populate in there just like this one did, and then you hit apply, and then you go to the end zones, and that's where the color comes in. So if you want it to be a certain color, boom. All right, we want it to be red, maybe we want it to be blue, I don't know, but you can change the color here. So we want blue, and then you have the right end zone. You can check this mirrored box, and it'll copy whatever color you have on this side to the other side. And then the numbers, you can adjust the numbers if you want it to be pro style numbers, farther in the middle, college on the farther outside, every 10, every 5. You can adjust where these little arrows are if you want them to be in the center. If you want to have the G's on the field, you can have them on or off. And then fill color. So this will be like the number color. I just leave it as white because that's just, you know, what makes sense to me. But you can add an outline. So if you want to have a red outline on your numbers, you see that you can barely see it, but it is on there, and you'll be able to see it on the field when you're playing. 20-yard lines. If you go to 2 colors, you can actually add colors to your 20-yard lines. You see how I just made that blue? Here, now you can see the 20s are red. So that's sort of cool. Same with the 50. If you want to have, you know, multiple colors at the 50, you can have, you know, that be colored as well. And then the goal lines, if you want them to be colored, you can. I don't know why, but you have the option. And then the sidelines, this is where it's gonna do like the surrounding of the field. So if you want to go here, you know, you can do blue on one side, red on the other. You have different options. You can toy around with just one rectangle all the way around. If you want it to be a multicolored like that, you can. Yeah, you can really get creative with it. And then you also have the benches, which is going to be, of course, the outside here. You see where those checkered boards just popped up. I'm just going to go with normal color, and we're going to go with blue, and there we go. And now you have everything done for the uniforms, the stadium. Now you're going to go to program, and you can have custom players in this game. Okay, it's a weird way to do it, but you can do it. So here's where you're going to choose your players. You're going to do your playbooks and all that. You can do the old school Madden way for presets. You can have a preset team, and you can change to, I don't know why this is not clicking. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Oh, it's not showing on that screen. Okay, I'm not sure why it's not doing that. This does drop down. I don't know why it's not showing on my OBS. That's really, really weird. But you have the choices. I'm actually hovering over them right now, of like spread, powerhouse, cupcake, average Joes, sort of like back in the day with Madden when you can choose what kind of team you wanted. So if you go like powerhouse, you're going to have a very good overall team. You're going to have much better players than what you would if you go with, you know, cupcake, which just means like not a very good team. And then if you want to go through the hassle of adjusting players, this is where you have to do it. You cannot adjust their player ratings in the game, but you can here. So if you want to go to quarterback and like, you know what, I want my quarterback to be a beast, just go down the list here and just change their actual number in what this box is to whatever you want it to be, and that will populate into the game. Okay, once you have them in the dynasty, and if you use a preset roster like this, you can change their name and number and all that stuff. You cannot do it if it's the NCAA roster. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you're gonna take over another team, like you're gonna just replace their uniforms and use the same players that are already established in the game, don't bother doing this. But if you're looking to bring in a bunch of your own players that are not in the game and have your own team, then you're gonna want to stay on this screen, do all the edits you want to all of these players, right? Like if you want to change like their numbers and their height and their weights and all that stuff, you can do that all right here. Okay, but then once you get in the game, you'd have to change their numbers or their names and all that stuff, because you can't do it from this screen. You can also change their faces from here. You cannot change it in the game. Don't ask me why, but if you click view all, you're gonna get every face option that they have for you to use for a preset. Just choose it. Again, you can't change it once you get past this screen. All right, so let's just say you've spent the last 3.5 hours in this screen completely customizing the team to exactly what you want them to be, and you've already named it everything. You've chosen the playbook that you want. There's a drop-down menu here that of course is not showing. Same with the defensive playbook where you can choose which one you want. I apparently chose Appalachian State. So you have all of this stuff done. Now you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna click save. And you're gonna wait for it to process. It's done, it's saved. You're gonna hit submit. And it's gonna show you this screen here. You're just gonna be like, one last look. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with this, cool. Go down here, hit submit. And you're just gonna sit here and wait for the awesome thing that says that it was saved properly. Sometimes you will get an error. One of the errors that you know what? I bet you I'm gonna get an error and I can show you guys how to fix this. This is actually gonna work out really cool. I'm hoping anyway. We'll give it a second. This is a weird couple of minutes or a couple of seconds. Oh, they fixed it. I was getting an error yesterday where I couldn't have a space in between my name, like in between like what the school name was. They must have fixed it because it went through successfully. Perfect. So now that you've done this, now you go back to the game and you can import them. Now this is officially a team available for you to use in CFB 25. All right, and then once you have created the team and you finish submitting it on the website, you are back now in the college game. We're gonna go over to create and share. Go to download center. You're gonna go over to my sharings. And then this is where any school that you made is going to be. I have my secret stuff again because it's showing the teams I've already made and I don't want that to be leaked before I release the video. And we see the CB Gaming one here at the end. We're going to click on it. We're going to hit download, and then it's going to start downloading everything from the team, like everything from the uniforms. Once that is done, I have a weird thing where I'm always just double checking everything. So I'm going to go to manage files just to make sure that it's loaded up. I'm going to go to load, go to team builder. And I'm just gonna hit on cool guys again. Don't mind the other two. Those are just some tests that I was doing earlier. But the cool guys that we made, I'm gonna go ahead and click on it just to make sure that it's loaded. And now you'll be able to use it in Play Now or of course Dynasty. You have to make sure that you click multi-user. You have to do the cloud, otherwise you will not be able to import your team. You cannot do it offline. So you're gonna wanna choose the default or active. It doesn't matter which one you use. I'm just gonna go default to make it easy. And then it's going to bring you to the Dynasty setup screen. You're going to want to go down to import team builder. And then you're going to want to choose which team. You have to replace a team. So if you already have a team in mind that you want to replace with the team that you created, you just go up here and click on them. We're going to pick on the Penn State. We're going to replace them. And then you just find your thing, mine CB Gaming. There we go. And then once you click on it, it's going to give you this replace roster. This is where you can either use the roster that you created on the TeamBuilder website, or you can keep Penn State's roster and it's just going to replace everything else except the players. Now, if you want to use your TeamBuilder roster, obviously click on yes, use the TeamBuilder roster. And now you're going to see that in the place of Penn State. You can go ahead and back out, adjust your settings accordingly, adjust your conferences if you want to, and then you're going to hit advance. And then you can choose whatever you want to be. If you want to be an OC or DC, of course you want to be head coach. And of course you always have the option of either taking the existing coach or creating your own. Since I'm not too concerned with, this team, we're just going to go ahead and pick the existing coach. And then once you hit signing contract, it's going to work on importing your team, and just give it a minute to do that. And there you go. Now you are in the game. And if you want to go to your team here, you can go to the view roster and you will see the team that you had in front of you. So again, if you want to adjust the name and stuff, you can do it here, but you cannot do the ratings from here, right? And you have, in order to do that, you just go to view player card, go to more, and then you'll just go to edit player, and there you go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you build your own team and import it into Dynasty. I hope that this helps some of you guys out there that maybe knew it was a thing but wasn't sure how to do it yourself, or didn't have the right steps, or were running into errors. I hope that this walkthrough really helped you guys. It doesn't look pretty, you know, it's just a test, you know, situation, but we walk through the entire program of building a team and importing it into the game, and I hope that this helped you guys out. If this did, let me know down below. Also, share with me if you guys have had some success in the team builder, if you are liking what you're finding, and what you guys think of the new CFB 25 game. There will be plenty of more videos like this coming shortly in the near future. Also, the Dynasty I'm going to be starting is going to be hitting here in the next day or so. So if you're interested in that, we're taking a 1-star program and we're going to try to build them up into a powerhouse. So don't miss that either. Thank you guys so much for watching. Before you leave, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on that bell notification. And I will see you guys next time.